God, me sick, me Reggaeville.
So we have good people with good music. So I figure we have a lot to look forward to. As you mentioned it already, we have the Cocoa Tea to look forward to, the Nomads production. Is there anything else that you want us to know about that I haven't asked you for that we can look out for?
Well, Major Lazer is always working on stuff, so look out for that. Maybe summertime we drop something. Gonna be at a festival near you for sure. And always working on singles. Like I said, just to keep it Reggaeville, that's what I'm doing. But I'm working on genres of music that are outside of the genre. You know, just doing the best I can, man. Being as busy as I can, you know, and being as happy as I can. I love what I do, and I'm so happy right now, and I'm glad for the successes. Because, like Koffee said, you know, the money is the plus. You know, we don't do it for that. You know, we do it for the real love of it. You know, and if any form of accolades, that's just a plus. It feels great. So, what were we going to talk about? What were we talking about a minute ago? Black Chiney days. What were we talking about? Oh, come on, man. What were we talking about? I forget what we were talking about.
About the small villages where you find the crazy people that
big up to Germany. I miss you guys, man. I haven't DJed in Germany. No, I DJed at Wuppertal with U Club with Mattia and Warrior Sound. Maybe 3 years ago. I used to be in Germany more than anywhere in the world, though. It's crazy.
So you should come by sometime.
I would love to, but I think the scene has gotten very small, and most people can't afford bringing anyone anymore. And so, therefore, I haven't been in Germany. I know Wuppertal has one of the bigger clubs, and you know, with the frequency of nights that they have, they can afford to maybe lose money on a night, you know, because they'll be making money the rest of the month, but it'll be dope and new. But man, Black Chiney in Germany was the biggest thing to happen in sound system. I don't think anybody even understands. And you guys can debate me on this. We can debate. I'll debate in the comments with you guys, in the comment section of this video. If you can tell me what other sound system took over another country that they weren't from, like how Black Chiney did in Germany. It was a movie. It was a movie. Like, yo, I still have some of the videos, you know, of us doing like the Nirvana remix. Oh man!
And also the mixtapes. I mean, the mixtapes, that was kind of a whole thing on itself, you know.
We were talking about how music used to circulate back then to promote the sounds and the new tunes. It was a different thing back then. It's very difficult. Nobody's listening to mixtapes anymore, and nobody's, you know, a physical CD was, you know, yo, you're like, I got it, and you listen to it because the radio wasn't playing what you wanted to play, and there was no other way to get it but CD. So you could package it and you could present your sound with the mix of all the new songs, and people would know those songs by heart. Now,
I think it's even hard to imagine that right now, because those were days when the internet wasn't there like that, and you would download stuff, little tiny files on what floppy disk and so. It was a whole different world.
It's a different world, man. Can you imagine? I remember when I started getting into the internet, there was a forum called Dancehallminded.com. Which now is just a legendary thing. Everybody from Dancehallminded.com is a legend. You know, Drew, Kid Star, rest in peace, Peter Dean Rickards, aka Afflicted, Chiney, yo, Lady Treasure, that dancehall board had everybody. MC, man, Silver, yo, it had everybody who now is doing big things in dancehall. But I remember that was the first time I was going to college in Atlanta, and I just typed in dancehall at the school library, and Dancehallminded was the first thing that came up. And then there was another site called Dancehall Reggae, but I don't know why I didn't like that one as much as I liked Dancehallminded. Dancehallminded was my place, and then Dancehall Reggae became a clash. And we used to go over there. We used to literally say, yo, we could go over there and start up some foolishness. We used to go over there and war with them. And they used to come over and war with us. And then we would go to a dance and see each other and heckle. But it was all love, you know. Dancehallreggae.com is also down, which is whack.
This one also was a forum where I had like hilarious and even by now like legendary discussions with people, you know.
Correct. Legendary discussion, legendary people who are, some of them are now, it had a lot of waste, man, and a lot of foolishness, which is now, I think, where Facebook is now. Facebook is majority foolishness with the, what name again, sound fraternity, where it's just people cursing each other all day long. Nobody even understands what's going on. Nobody's making a valid point without 10 people saying suck your mother under it. Nobody's, it's just no discussion. It's just mere war. But dancehallreggae.com, you knew you would actually see that person in real life. So you kept it on a level where Facebook is like, yo, I'm never leaving my house. I live way up in northern Canada and I can chat. Now WhatsApp groups are that as well. The WhatsApp groups. Does Reggaeville have a WhatsApp group? I mean, Reggaeville, do they have a WhatsApp group?
No. Do we? No. I'm not in it, if anything.
We're going to start one right now. Yo, no lie. I'm in 4 WhatsApp groups. And I realized, these guys, them and on Facebook, they chat craziness because they know you'll never see them. They can stay in their little corner. They never go to a dance. They never support an actual dance. They don't really go nowhere, and they can chat and curse because they know that if you see them in real life, it's a different something, so they can chat and diss everybody and live that life. But dancehall reggae, you couldn't do that. Dancehall reggae and Dancehallminded, nah. You getting somebody seeing you, somebody pulling up. They finding out where you live, and they pulling up. So, I grew up in that era, and when I was introduced to dancehall, man, you were working with AOL, what the next one called, ICQ. You were downloading songs that took forever. You'd leave it, let it roll overnight to download a whole rhythm. You gotta let that thing roll on, not overnight, man. You gotta let it you wake up tomorrow and hope you got it. Hope the internet didn't break up, dial up. But for the most part, you transferred music through CD, and if you wanted to promote your sound and promote new dancehall, CD was the way. And so now the consumption of music is completely different. Who knows how a song buses now? There's no there's no formula. You just kind of throw it out there and see what happens. And like I said before, good music will rise to the top. So that's the goal.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm really hoping for. That's why I'm looking forward to more stuff from you. Because we said it, good people make good music, and then good people do good interviews. So thank you very much, Walshy.
Great website. Enough people do not like Reggaeville because it's German or whatever the problem is, but no one else is even doing half of what this website is doing. And not just because you're here. Let me also say to the people out there, please understand, they do this for the love. I don't think maybe you guys think that Julian is rich. I think maybe people think Julian rich enough, but believe me when I tell you, man, to work in this market, which is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and for the last year I've been telling people, reggae and dancehall are about to see the birth of something new soon. A new genre of music is going to come out of reggae and dancehall. It's going to happen soon. Why is it going to happen soon? Because that's just the nature of humans, but then it's especially the nature of African music. Wherever you are in the world, African music keeps evolving. The creators keep creating. So if Jamaicans gave you 4 major genres of music, let's say mento, or calypso, whichever you want to call it, ska, reggae, dancehall, right? So we've got 4 heavyweight sounds. And there's probably a 5th one there, I can't remember. We've got 4 heavyweight sounds. Reggae is 60 years old. Dancehall is 40 years old. For us to still be in reggae and dancehall 50 years later is unnatural to the growth and the creativeness. We always create something new. So when you listen to Chronic's Protege, Black Hero, Koffee, you can see it in there. Swag, you can see, they're just different. They're different than the Capleton and Sizzler and Luciano that was right before them, and the Jacure. There's a difference. When you hear Kabaka and Jesse Ryle, you're like, nah, this is different. When you hear the topics that they talk about, the topics have changed. You can't say, yo, Alu said weed for legal. No, push up your lighter. Weed is legal. Like, come on, get out of here. Nobody's doing any anti-homo songs anymore. Nobody's doing any songs that, like, all the old topics that used to get a big forward. Nobody can get those forwards anymore because the youth don't care. They don't. They see the world differently, and their version of music is going to be different. And so if their version of music is different and they're doing a reggae, hip-hoppy kind of like new sound, eventually someone's going to give that sound a name. And that sound is going to have its own lane. And it's going to grow and build, and it's going to happen. And so if you heard it here first,
Yeah, I was just about to say.
on Reggaeville, it's coming. And then you can go back to this clip, you know, in a year.
See, like Walshy Fire told you.
Yeah, man, 10 years, you can come back to this clip and say, yo, Walshy Fire predicted that a new genre of music was on its way. Just because you can, it's like this, it's like how you see it's kind of overcasting. You know, the rain is on its way. It's the same thing, man. Something's coming that's going to be brand new, that's going to eventually grow, and the youth are going to support it. And reggae will always be there. Dancehall will always be there. It's kind of like I could be wrong on this, and fact checkers in the comments, you can fact check me, but I believe it was like jazz, bebop, and then blue note, or it was bebop, blue note, jazz, in that order, one of those. And bebop is the one that didn't last. Blue note still kind of has a space, and then jazz is this monster. But it evolved. Those people went from bebop to blue note to jazz. And in that transition, some of the names fade off, some of the names branch out into their own thing, and then eventually one turns into this big rose. You know, so that's what I think is going to happen, man. I think you're going to see a bunch of people labeling their music on their own. One is going to take off. And when that one takes off, you're going to see everybody run behind it because they'll see the success of that. And then we'll have a new genre of music to talk about here on Reggaeville.
So we're still going to have things to talk about. I'm looking forward to another chapter. For now, thank you very much, Walshy. It was really a pleasure. Thanks for inviting us to your space and sharing the music and your thoughts.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Much love, everybody. Thank you all for the support. And follow me on Instagram at WALSHYFIRE. And much love.